So, going to go over a trade recap from the day and how to kind of manage your daily bias to where it's not completely getting you convinced that the market's going to go one way, but to kind of be convinced and have confidence in either direction the market wants to go. So, today was super, super clean. These were the executions for the day. Ended up adding to my position twice and getting out down here. P&L was really, really good. It was a 3K day. I took one loss and one big win. So just going in immediately, first thing I'm going to do is mark out what I saw this morning. So I saw that we obviously dumped really hard overnight with a bunch of just low resistance liquidity. Um, and we also had this 1 hour. We had a 1 hour bearish gap up here, 1 hour bearish gap. We're kind of playing in the whole time. And then we had these lows down here from London session and just overnight in general, as well as these lows down here. So that made me kind of have more of a bearish bias just because we had these lows down here. This is what I wanted us to come to. But again, I wouldn't have been surprised if we came up because of how we just had all of this low resistance trendline liquidity that the market ended up just running up towards. So market opens right here, 9:30, right? And immediately we come up and we sweep out this liquidity. And we also came up higher into the 1 hour bearish gap. So that made me immediately think, okay, we're going short because of how we immediately reacted off this, got a V-shaped recovery, and we ended up getting an inversion for value gap right here. And I did end up taking this trade, entered right here, took a small loss here, not a big deal. But then I waited, reevaluated, we ended up resweeping liquidity and getting another inversion right here. But I did not enter here because we didn't have any confirmation because we still had this 1 minute gap, right? So although if you got in here, you would have got a better entry. I just didn't end up taking it because there was no confirmation. It wouldn't have been as high of a win rate if it happened 20 more times, right? So didn't take that. I also did not take this inversion, even though again it would have worked, just because we had not broken structure. We're still holding this bullish structure. We haven't made a new low, so I didn't want to go in yet, right? Because we're going up, down, we're making higher highs, higher lows, and a new higher high. So I'm waiting for us to break that structure just because that's how my win rate is so high. So I wait for ES. I'm switching between ES and NQ, right? That's just really, really good thing to do. And so here we see at 9:42, we end up breaking structure. We break bullish structure on ES. But at 9:42, we had not broken structure on NQ. And so that's why I'm like, okay, let's wait for this to get some more confirmation. So we don't get a close below here, so we don't break structure. But what we do get is we end up coming into this 1 minute inversion for value gap, retesting it, moving lower. And from that, we left a 1 minute gap that does end up getting inverse, but let me backtrack. So this was at 9:46. And remember, we had not broken structure yet on NQ. But come over here and see what ES is doing at 9:46. We come up and retest this break of structure. Call it a breaker block, call it whatever you want to, and an order block. We come up and retest this order block, this breaker block, and this 1 minute for value gap. So seeing how we immediately rejected off this on ES kind of acted as another confluence for me to be confident. In short, still also because we made a higher high, and then we come down and we failed to make a new higher high. We just come back lower. So I ended up going short off of this 1 minute close in this inversion, right? And my target was this 15-minute low from overnight. Okay, so I got my entry there, and then we ended up coming down, eventually breaking structure on NQ. And so I set a limit order here, like right here on this value gap, because I thought price was going to come up and get it, and it was going to give me a good fill to where I still wouldn't be risking that much. So I got filled again here, and that was another 5 micros. So I was in 10 micros here at this point. And then we kind of just chop around. We slowly get there, slowly get there. And then we got a 30-second inversion right here. That's when I ended up adding again for the last time, and I moved my stops to this high. And then I trailed one. I trailed 5 micros out right here at this low, and I trailed my stop. I kept trailing, eventually hit full take profit down here. So this was a 12.16 risk reward ratio. And just for the sake of it, let's see how much this would have been. I mean, if I pretty much, this is how much I made from the trade. I made 3,700 from this trade. I lost 800 here. And so I ended up $3,000 in the day, canceling out this loss. So it was super, super clean day. And this is another one of those days where just identifying where the draw on liquidity is. Like, that is the most important thing you can possibly do to help your trading, help your win rate. So just marking out the closest swing lows. Mark out every swing low that's close, right? Like, this was so obvious, so clear, as well as you can mark out any sort of 1 hour, 15-minute or higher for value gaps, because the market is going to be drawn to those. So this was a super, super easy day. We have been cooking in the Discord. We're on a really, really good streak. So if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments or join up the Discord, and I will help you guys out. So peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.